Last time, a single glance at the Lady Emily tore two sworn brothers apart, leaving one banished in exile, and the other rotting in chains. But fate is cruel. Years later, the fugitive and the exile have just crossed paths in the Forbidden Grove. The disguises are off. No more laws, no more mercy. Today the brotherhood dies by the sword. Welcome back to the Knight's Tale. So Arcite makes it back to Thebes, but honestly it isn't a happy homecoming. Several times a day he actually faints. He just wails, alas, because he's convinced he'll never see his lady again. To put it simply, no creature in the world has ever felt or will ever feel this much sorrow. He stops sleeping, he stops eating and drinking. He gets so thin and dry he looks like a walking stick. His eyes go hollow and terrifying to look at. His skin turns sallow and pale, like cold ashes. He spends all his time alone, wailing through the night. If he hears a song or an instrument playing, he just weeps and can't stop. He changes so much that even his voice sounds different. Nobody can recognize his speech. He acts strange, not just like someone lovesick, but like someone who has lost his mind to a melancholy madness. His whole world, his habits, his disposition, everything is turned upside down. I won't bore you with every detail of his misery. But after he suffers like this for a year or two in Thebes, he has a dream one night. He dreams that the winged god Mercury is standing right there in front of him. The god tells him to cheer up. Mercury is holding his sleepy staff and wearing a hat on his bright hair. He looks just like he did in the old stories when he put Argus to sleep. Mercury says to him, "You must go to Athens. That is where your woe is destined to end." Arcite wakes up with a start. He says, "I don't care how much it hurts, I'm going to Athens right now. The fear of death won't stop me from seeing my lady. I don't care if I die, as long as I'm in her presence." He grabs a large mirror and takes a look at himself. He sees how much his color has changed and how different his face looks. And a thought hits him. Since he's so disfigured by this illness, he could probably live in Athens without anyone knowing who he is. If he acts like a lowly servant, he could see his lady almost every day. Immediately, he changes his clothes. He dresses like a poor laborer. He takes just one squire with him, a guy who knows all his secrets and is dressed just as poorly. They head straight for Athens. When he gets to the court, he offers his services at the gate. He says he's willing to drudge and do whatever heavy lifting they need. And to make a long story short, he gets a job with the chamberlain who lives with Emily. Arcite is sharp. He figures out quickly what the servants need to do. He can chop wood and carry water with the best of them, because he's young and big-boned. He does whatever anyone asks. He spends a year or two in this service, working as a page in Emily's chamber. He tells everyone his name is Philostrate, and let me tell you, there isn't a man in the court of his rank who is half as loved as he is. He's so gentle and kind that his reputation spreads through the whole palace. People start saying it would be a charity if Theseus raised his rank and gave him a more honorable job so he could show his virtue. Eventually, his good name and good deeds get him noticed. Theseus brings him close, making him a squire of his own chamber. He gives him plenty of gold to maintain his status. Arcite also secretly gets money sent from his own country every year, but he spends it so cleverly and quietly that nobody wonders where it comes from. He lives like this for 3 years. He carries himself so well in peace and in war that there isn't a man Theseus holds more dear. So let's leave Arcite in his bliss for a moment. I want to tell you a little bit about Palamon. Palamon has been sitting in a horrible dark prison for 7 years. He is wasting away from love and distress. Who feels double sorrow now? It's Palamon. Love is driving him out of his wits, and on top of that he's a prisoner for life. But in the 7th year, in May, on the 3rd night, something happens. Maybe it was chance, maybe it was destiny, because when a thing is destined, it has to happen. Shortly after midnight, Palamon breaks out of prison with the help of a friend. He flees the city as fast as he can. He had given his jailer a drink made of spiced wine mixed with narcotics and fine opium from Thebes. The jailer slept so deeply that even if you shook him, he wouldn't wake up. So Palamon runs. The night is short and the day is coming fast, so he knows he has to hide. He creeps into a grove nearby with careful, fearful steps. His plan is to hide in the grove all day, and then at night head toward Thebes to gather his friends and ask them to help him wage war on Theseus. He figures he will either lose his life or win Emily as his wife. That's the plan. Now let's go back to Arcite. He has no idea how close trouble is. The busy lark, the messenger of day, starts singing. The fiery sun rises up so bright that the whole east seems to laugh, and the heat dries the dew on the leaves. Arcite, now the principal squire at the royal court, wakes up early. He looks at the merry day and decides to pay his respects to the month of May. He remembers the object of his desire, Emily. He jumps on his spirited horse and rides out to the fields to play, just a mile or two from the court. By pure chance, he rides to the very same grove where Palamon is hiding. Arcite wants to make a garland of woodbine or hawthorn leaves. He sings loudly against the bright sun, "O May, with all your flowers and green, welcome. I hope to find some green foliage here." He jumps off his horse and walks into the grove, roaming up and down a path. Palamon is hiding in a bush right there, terrified purely because he doesn't want to die. He doesn't know it's Arcite. There's an old saying that holds true here: fields have eyes and woods have ears. It's best to always be on guard because people meet at unexpected times. Arcite has no idea his friend is listening. After he finishes roaming and singing, he suddenly falls into a gloomy study. You know how lovers are, up and down like a bucket in a well. One minute they're in the treetops, the next they're down in the briars. He sits down and sighs. "Alas," he says, "the day I was born. Juno, how long will you torment Thebes? The royal blood is ruined. I'm from the line of Cadmus, the first king, and now look at me. I'm so wretched and enslaved that I serve my mortal enemy as a poor squire. I don't even dare use my own name. I used to be Arcite, now I'm Philostrate, not worth a mite." He continues, "Mars and Juno have destroyed our lineage, except for me and wretched Palamon, who Theseus is torturing in prison. And on top of all that, love has stuck his fiery dart through my heart. Emily, you are slaying me with your eyes. You are the cause of my death. Nothing else matters as long as I could please you." With that, he falls into a trance for a long time. Palamon hears every word. He feels like a cold sword just glided through his heart. He shakes with anger. He can't stay hidden any longer. He jumps out of the thick bushes, looking like a madman, his face pale and dead-looking. "False Arcite," he yells, "false, wicked traitor, I've caught you. You love my lady, the one causing me all this pain. You are my blood, sworn to my counsel, just like I've told you before. You tricked Duke Theseus and changed your name falsely. I will be dead or you will die. You shall not love my lady Emily. I will love her only me. I am Palamon, your mortal foe. I don't have a weapon because I just escaped prison by grace, but I don't doubt that one of us will die today. Choose, you won't escape." Arcite looks at him with hate. He pulls out his sword, fierce as a lion. By God above, he says, if you weren't sick and mad with love, and if you had a weapon, you wouldn't walk out of this grove alive. I defy the bond you say we have. Love is free, you fool. I will love her despite all your might. But then Arcite calms down slightly. Since you are a worthy knight and willing to fight for her, I give you my word. Tomorrow I will not fail. I'll come here without telling anyone. I'll bring armor and weapons for you. You can choose the best ones and I'll take the worst. I'll even bring you food and bedding for tonight. If you win my lady and kill me in this wood, she's yours. Palamon answers, I grant it. They part ways until the morning. It's strange, isn't it? Cupid truly has no charity. As they say, love and lordship accept no fellowship. Arcite and Palamon are finding that out the hard way. Arcite rides back to town. The next morning, before daylight, he secretly prepares 2 sets of armor, enough for a proper battle. He rides out alone, carrying the gear in front of him. He meets Palamon in the grove at the set time. Their faces change color when they see each other. It's like a hunter in Thrace standing at a gap with a spear, hearing a bear or lion crashing through the bushes, thinking, here comes my mortal enemy. One of us dies right now. That's how they felt. They don't say hello, they don't salute each other. Immediately, without a word, they help each other put on the armor. They are as friendly in that moment as if they were brothers. But then the sharp spears come out. They thrust at each other for a wonderfully long time. You would think Palamon was a mad lion and Arcite was a cruel tiger. They smash together like wild boars, frothing white with foam, mad with anger. They fight until they are up to their ankles in blood. I'll leave them fighting there for a moment and tell you about Theseus. Destiny is a powerful minister. It executes what God has foreseen. Even if the whole world swore something wouldn't happen, destiny makes it happen eventually. Theseus has such a desire to hunt, especially for the great hart in May, that he never lets a day dawn without being dressed and ready to ride with his horns and hounds. He decides to hunt today. It's a clear day. Theseus rides out royally with his wife, Queen Hippolyta, and Emily, who is dressed all in green. He heads straight for the grove where the hart is rumored to be. He rides to a clearing where the deer usually cross the brook. And as he looks under the sun, he suddenly sees Arcite and Palamon. They are fighting brutally like 2 bulls. The bright swords are swinging so hideously that even the lightest stroke looks like it could fell an oak tree. Theseus doesn't know who they are, but he spurs his horse and charges right between them. Ho, he cries, pulling out his sword, no more, on pain of losing your head. By mighty Mar, the next man I see strike a blow is dead. Tell me what kind of men you are, fighting here so boldly without a judge or officer, as if you were in a royal tournament. Palamon answers quickly, Sir, what is the need for more words? We have both deserved death. We are 2 woeful wretches burdened by our own lives. You are a rightful judge, so give us no mercy. Slay me first for charity's sake, but slay my fellow as well. Palamon continues, or slay him first because, though you know it little, this is your mortal foe. This is Arcite, who was banished from your land on pain of death. He is the one who came to your gate calling himself Philostrate. He has deceived you for years, and you made him your chief squire. And he is the one who loves Emily. Then Palamon confesses about himself. And I make my confession plainly. I am that woeful Palamon who broke your prison wickedly. I am your mortal enemy, and I am the one who loves Emily so hotly that I would die here in her sight. Therefore I ask for death and judgment, but kill him too, for we both deserve it. The worthy Duke answers immediately, that is a short conclusion. Your own mouth has condemned you. I don't need to torture the truth out of you. You shall both die by mighty Mars." Immediately the queen begins to weep. Emily starts crying, and so do all the ladies in the company. They think it is a great pity. These were gentlemen of great estate, and their only crime was fighting for love. The ladies see the bloody wounds wide and sore. They all cry out at once, "Have mercy, Lord, upon us women all." They fall down on their bare knees and would have kissed his feet. Finally, Theseus's mood begins to cool. Pity runs quickly in a gentle heart. Even though he shook with anger at first, he considers the trespass and the cause. Reason takes over. He thinks, well, every man will help himself in love if he can, and everyone tries to escape prison. He looks at the women crying continuously. His heart softens. When his anger passes, he looks up with lighter eyes and speaks aloud. The God of love, ah, bless him, how mighty and great a Lord he is. Nothing can stand against his power. He can do whatever he wants with every heart. He gestures to the two bleeding knights. Look at Arcite and Palamon. They were safe out of my prison. They could have lived royally in Thebes. Yet love has brought them right here to die, in spite of their own eyes. Is that not high folly? But Theseus says, everyone must be a fool at some point, young or old. I know it myself from long ago, for I was once a servant of love. So, at the request of the queen and my dear sister Emily, I forgive you this trespass entirely. But you must swear to me that you will never harm my country or make war on me, and that you will be my friends. They swear it immediately and beg for his lordship and mercy. He grants it. Then he says, as for royal lineage, you are both worthy to wed a princess. But speaking for my sister Emily, you know she cannot wed two men at once. One of you must go whistle into an ivy leaf. She can't have you both. So here is the decree, Theseus announces. Each of you shall go free. And exactly 50 weeks from today, you will both return. Each of you must bring 100 knights, armed and ready for a tournament. You will fight for her. Whichever one of you has the might to slay his opponent or drive him out, to him I shall give Emily to be his wife. I will build the lists right here. If you like this plan, speak up and consider yourselves satisfied. Who looks happy now? Palamon, who jumps up for joy. Arcite, you can't imagine the joy in that place, because Theseus has shown such grace. Everyone goes down on their knees to thank him, especially the Thebans. With good hope and blithe hearts, they take their leave and ride homeward to Thebes and its wide, old walls. The council of the cold planet Saturn is set, and the will of the gods shall be done. But in what manner shall this grim paradox unfold? Attend the next part of our tale to witness the rising of the great theater of Athens, the arrival of golden kings, and the clash of steel that will decide the fate of Emily. For the heavens have spoken, but the deeds of men are yet to be written.